Alright, what is going on, everybody? It is your boy Filthy, and we are back with something completely different for you guys today. So, I've been playing the Black Ops 6 beta the past 2 weekends, and the game looks alright. I was expecting something crazy. They've had 4 years to develop it since, 2020. That was Cold War. That was the last Treyarch. But I think the Treyarch team isn't the same as it was back then. They definitely switched it up, and I'm just sorry to say that the game just it's fun because it's refreshing with the new movement and everything, but in the meantime, I just don't really feel like playing other first-person shooters until Call of Duty Black Ops 6 comes out, because otherwise I'm just gonna get burnt out from just playing Call of Duty all the time, or any first-person shooter, as a matter of fact. So we're here playing PLANETCOASTER. Yeah, this is actually, the funny thing is, I used to play Roller Coaster Tycoon 1, 2, 3 for years. I have played Roller Coaster Tycoon every single time the new ones came out. I played it since I was a kid. I played Roller Coaster Tycoon for like 10 plus years. So PLANETCOASTER came out. Now, I knew this game existed, but the only problem with this game was that it looked a little too complex for me and too much work compared to the other rides, because everything was already built out for you. But at this point, I was like, you know what? I just needed a challenge, and I need something to completely just let my brain just do whatever. I needed a break from all the first person shooting and stuff like that, so decided to give my first ever roller coaster a try. So this is it right here. So basically, this is a theme park this is a challenge. Normally in every Roller Coaster Tycoon, they give you maps that are increasing in difficulty, and you have to complete the challenges in order to go on to the next level. Now, this is the easy beginner one, so all I need to do is just build another ride and then have my guests increase to a certain number and have the park value more than a certain amount. I think it was 15,000 for this one. But regardless, in this video you're actually going to see me complete it. It's pretty funny. But I gotta now talk about this ride. I didn't want to go too crazy because it was my first ride, so I wanted to do something that was like, okay, medium, that I could take a little bit of time on, but not too much. But what a nightmare. I didn't know. I still am kind of getting used to it, but after a couple hours of playing and doing this, I didn't know any of the camera controls. So you're going to see my camera work just go absolutely awful. And as for trying to connect these pieces, I had to build the track backwards because I couldn't get this. I wanted to do an underflip here, but the underflip wouldn't allow it to smooth it. And I didn't realize that underneath this utilities thing on the left hand side, there's the loops and rolls and non-inverted. I could have just selected a pre-made piece that would have done it for me. And now, oh man, I know about it now, but I just decided to completely change the layout of the coaster, which you'll see here in a bit. I tried to make this work, but I just couldn't, and I just gave up, and I was like, alright, I'm just gonna completely make it a different roll. I'm just gonna make it a really crazy inverted bank turn, and then do something different with it. But other than that, I was really having fun with this. Actually, it really was calming my brain a little bit. There was times that the camera was annoying me a little bit, as you can see how it keeps going through the map and stuff like that. But thing about this compared to the other roller coaster tycoons is that this is on a whole nother level. You really have to have patience, because if you do not have patience, this isn't the game for you. It's so much in one click that you can do. So here is the most important part of the roller coaster. You're gonna see me spamming smooth all. This is where you select different track lengths of your choice, and you want to smooth as much as you can on it, because the ride is so bumpy and all that stuff. You got to make every turn, every hill, everything nice and smooth. So you really got to spam smooth all. So the only problem about doing the smooth all, if you were to just do the whole roller coaster and put smooth all, it would flatten out the banks to make it as smooth as possible, but you want the banks, so you would have to only smooth it to a certain amount so it doesn't go completely flat and you can still get those banks. So as you're gonna see here, see how it completely moves and shifts everything to the back? It makes it pretty smooth. However, the inverted kind of thing that I had going on is completely done. But I was like, hey, listen, if I'm only gonna do a bank overturn, I might as well just smoothen this whole thing out right here in this turn. But I do fast forward a little bit after this. I am all over the place here, so but yeah, I wanted to make a nice little layout. I had my first initial layout, I had something crazy. I wanted that underflip into a 0G roll over it, and then I wanted to continue the ride with the thing, but I unfortunately again had to just keep making it a basic coaster and just keep smoothing it out. So we're gonna do a little fast forward here. So foliage makes a huge difference. I don't know if you've ever played the other roller coaster tycoons, but you actually get awards for having your theme park very decorative and beautiful. I'm moving the terrain here and stuff like that because I believe to make a roller coaster not only as realistic as possible, because I love realistic coasters, so I don't want anything too extreme. I want how the track would be. This is an RMC, so I would like to make the, you see how I'm adjusting the bank here because the smoothness, just wanted to do it on another way. But anyways, I think a roller coaster is most realistic when it is interactive with the terrain and it's themed. I think it looks better, and I think it's more enjoyable for the ride, and it's just overall makes the coaster a lot, you know, it just makes it a lot more interactive and such an entertaining experience. So here we're doing the last huge large bank overturn here that I wanted to do. So as I was saying, this is an RMC. This is my first time ever doing an RMC coaster, and here I'm putting down the foliage and some trees around, shaping up the coaster a little bit. But I rode my first RMC ever at Hershey Park. It was Wildcat's Revenge, and Wildcat's Revenge was such a good ride. Oh my goodness, that's actually where the color scheme comes from. So I painted, if you noticed, the coaster red and black supports. That's exactly how Wildcat's Revenge is, and I absolutely love that coaster. So I kind of wanted my first coaster to be an RMC just like it. So here now I'm interacting with the terrain here. I put some of the trees that are in the surrounding scenery in the park because it actually wasn't available in the shop. Well, it's because of, you know, the scenario that I'm in. So I just started putting little trees everywhere and trying to really, you know, make it blend with the coaster. Tasteful positions, right? This isn't just spamming trees everywhere. No, I actually wanted to make it look good, and you know, where the trees and everything makes sense. So here I'm making the rocks into the little divot to this huge hole that I made for the coaster sections on both parts, and then I started making the terrain a little rocky. So I started using a brush and making that rock thing, giving it a little bit more life. Putting some huge trees now here, some nice tall trees to go around here on the rides, and the coaster's starting to come together now. I'm telling you, foliage and interacting with the terrain around to just make the ride blend in, it's just, it makes it so much different. It's not just metal or on a piece of flat grass. It actually looks like it's supposed to be, you know, it belongs in there now. So best part about the banks, which I highly recommend if you are starting to build roller coasters for the first time, you always want to make sure your banks have a nice. I decided to make a huge mountain here, so I can make it so it makes it look like it's a section that belongs in there. So everything about this ride, I absolutely started to like it. I enjoyed it a lot more. I kept liking the layout more and more as I kept interacting with the terrain. Even though it's not what I wanted in the beginning, I was kind of upset. But the more I kept playing around with this game and seeing what I could do with it, actually you have a lot of options to make this a realistic ride. So like for here, I was playing with the different waters. So I decided to go with the calm one, make it like a little beachy kind of thing, put rocks around. And yeah, some of the birds are there. Put some more trees, angled them. And I like that everything is in a 3D way. Back in every other RC3 or Roller Coaster Tycoon, everything is in a grid. Everything is free form here. So you can put things literally wherever you want and in any direction that you want. So I really enjoyed this. So I was putting the finishing trees here. And then I believe I fast forward a little bit after I put these trees. Started working on the queue. Now this is one part that actually got me frustrated. I was like, is this really it? So you can adjust if you want gates or in or not, but the exit, man, oh my god, I must have spent hours on doing the exit because I couldn't find, not hours, probably a few minutes, but I couldn't find a do not enter sign anywhere in this game. I don't want people to just be going through the exit, you know, and then just collide with the other guys and run. It's a dead end for no reason. So, but as you can see, I did the entrance. I put 2 horseshoes in there. I thought that looked pretty cool. So I decided to make the station now. So I didn't know what I was going. I just was playing around, and then I noticed that you could actually highlight everything and copy it, so you don't have to keep doing all of this individual things here. But you know, afterwards, the funny thing is, after I built this whole entire station, I actually decided to delete it because it just covered a little bit too much of the roller coaster. I wanted it to be more open and airish. I still wanted to get a nice like station, but all of these walls with these windows, it just looked a little bit too basic and too and concealed the ride too much, you know. So kept saving all this stuff, because imagine doing all of this, which took about 2.5 hours for me, by the way, to do the roller coaster and all the trees and stuff. So again, this was this is patience. If you don't like taking your time on things, getting things the way you want to will take a lot of time, and especially in a game that is like so new to me. And I don't know any of the controls at all. I'm learning as I go. There's so many things you could do. Here I'm just admiring my coaster, and this is actually the thumbnail. I was trying to think of a thumbnail of what to put. Lastly, for this video for now, I decided to put some bushes down, and I actually decided to do a tree, because I saw that you could actually adjust the height of all these plants and stuff like that. So I decided to put bushes, so it doesn't look, I decided to put trees. This is a tree here, but I decided to put it underground more, so only the top part, which is the purple flowers, pops up in the queue. And I actually thought that looked pretty cool, and so I decided to actually walk the queue here a little bit, just to check it out. And then, right here, just kept doing a little plaza in front of the ride. This thing is humongous. I wanted to get a food stand, but that thing was enormous on it. And again, you don't want to conceal the beautiful coaster you just built. So there you go. All of the objectives complete after I built that coaster. Put the bathroom here, and everybody's going on a ride. Everybody's loving the ride. So saved all of this. Now, after I did all this, I increased the graphics and everything, and I just wanted to learn how to use the camera a little bit. But I just don't know how to use it yet, so I was just playing around with it and trying to do a whole bunch of stuff. But it was just fine-tuning little things here, checking out how my ride goes, and then now we finally ride it. So hope you guys enjoy this first Planet Coaster video. It's my first ever ride. I'm actually pretty happy with how this came out with it. Looks really good. And I thought for, you know, just having a little first ride, it looked pretty good. So there you go. I deleted all of the station tracks, and we're gonna ride this for you guys. Thank you guys for watching. So hope you guys enjoy.